Carson Wentz threw two crippling, horrible interceptions yesterday, one of them in overtime that leads directly to the game-winning field goal for the other team, in which Dan Orlovsky did a great job of diagramming. He has the check down wide open. He can check it down to the running back who might have hit his head on the goalpost and certainly was going to run that team into field goal range. So it is a terrible decision in overtime. The one at the end of regulation, it genuinely might be the worst play I've ever seen a quarterback make. I mean, I talked about it with Orlovsky. Like, Orlovsky once ran out of the back of the end zone. He ran himself into a safety. I'm not sure that was a worse play than this because a safety would have been way better than what happened. Hembo, that's the worst play I've ever seen.
Ever. But if you're an Eagles fan, like I am, and you watch Carson Wentz play every snap, like I have, you've seen him make that play and plays like that for years, and I've been saying it. Carson Wentz's internal clock has been broken, and that's not the kind of thing that is just fixed by a clockmaker. Now, Frank Reich is doing his best to make the game simple for Carson Wentz, but he can't make the throws for him. He can't make quick decisions for him. This is the player Carson Wentz is now. He's an average quarterback who fluctuates based upon things that he doesn't really control, but these are the kinds of mistakes that I saw him make for the last 2 or 3 years when no one was noticing.
So in case you didn't see the play and you don't know what I'm talking about, a quarterback backed up inside his own 5-yard line, back to throw, is standing in the end zone. As Orlovsky, because I asked him, what is the quarterback's responsibility there? You've got one look. And if it's not there, if whatever the play it is you want isn't there, throw the ball at the feet of, as in this case, the tight end. Someone is kept in specifically so you will not get intentional grounding. Throw the ball at the feet of the eligible receiver if it's not there immediately, because you cannot take a chance on a safety. Wentz, for reasons unknown only to him, doesn't do that. So now the pass rush gets to him. And rather than take it, you could just see the thought process. In his mind, he's like, I can't take the safety. He switches the ball to his left hand and just flings it straight up in the air. And, of course, it is intercepted and taken in for a 1-yard touchdown return. It is one of the most startling plays I've ever seen in a football game.
Carson Wentz is incapable of, pressing the delete button on a play, on giving up on a play. He can't do it, but all the great quarterbacks do it all the time.
That's right.
When have you ever seen him, once a quarter at least, you'll see Tom Brady throw a ball into the ground or throw a ball away within 2 or 2.5 seconds because it's not there. Carson Wentz never recognizes that ever, and yesterday it's the reason they lost the game.
And they lost the game to Tennessee, and in case you're just joining us and haven't been near your phone or whatever it is, terrible news for the Titans today. This is a team that in the last 3 weeks beat Buffalo, Kansas City, and Indianapolis. Like, that sounds like a run through the playoffs through the Super Bowl, right? Those are, well, I mean, the Colts are their primary competition in the division. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. The Bills are the best team in the AFC. The Titans in 3 consecutive games beat all of them. But yesterday, they lose Derrick Henry, and the expectation is it's for the year. Shefty came on Get Up and broke the news this morning that he is undergoing an MRI in which the expectation is he's got a fracture in his foot that requires season-ending surgery, and that is devastating. Devastating. There are very few injuries that happen in a season where I will say the following. I got to work this morning thinking the Titans have an excellent chance to win the championship, and now I think they have none. And I feel terrible to say it because there's something about them I like. I like Vrabel, and I kind of like Tannehill, and there's just something about that team I kind of like. And they're done. Right? And they're just done.
If Tannehill had suffered the season-ending injury,
It'd be better.
It would be better.
It would be far less terrible.
That is definitely the only running back in the NFL for whom you can say that about.
And the only one in years. I mean, he's the only running back in years. Maybe Kamara right now. Like, Kamara is that important to his team. Like, they lost Jameis yesterday.
Right.
Do you give them a better chance of going deep in the playoffs now? Which one would be worse? If they lost Jameis or they lost Kamara?
I think Henry, because Sean Payton's just so good.
No. My point is Kamara or Jameis. Because you're saying it's the only one where the quarterback is not worse.
The quarterback is always worse, in my opinion, including Tennessee, actually. But Henry's the only person for whom you could even make that argument.
All right, we'll see.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.